Hey everybody, what's going on? Eric here with Switch Adapted Toys, and today I'm going to be showing you how to adapt this lightsaber that we purchased in Disneyland at Doc Ondor's Den of Antiquities. You can also pick up this lightsaber on shopdisney.com, or I also saw them in gift shops in Tomorrowland. So they're kind of throughout the park, but you can definitely find them in Galaxy's Edge. I assume you can also find them at Disney World as well. We just happened to have just recently taken a family vacation to Disneyland, and while we were there, we did some shopping for Switched, and we went into all the gift shops and we tried to find all the toys that would make good candidates for Switch adapting. And we purchased a lot of those and we brought them home, and now we're making videos showing you how to adapt these toys. If you haven't checked out our Disneyland video yet, I'll put a link in the description below. One thing that was really fun is that we adapted some bubble blowers and we gave them away to kids that we found in the park that could use a Switch adapted toy. So it was a lot of fun seeing their faces light up, allowing them to be able to play with the bubble blower inside the park. It was just a really fun time. So I encourage you to check out that video. And if you're new to Switch Adapted Toys, or this is your first video, you just kind of stumbled across us, we're a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and our mission is to make play possible for kiddos of all abilities. We do that by creating these how-to videos like this one, teaching you how to Switch adapt toys. And we have a bunch of resources on our website as well, including files to 3D print your own Switch button, and all our resources are completely free. So if you want to find out more about Switch adapted toys, you can do so on our website at www.switchtoys.org. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. The first thing we're gonna do is unscrew the screws on the back of the lightsaber. There are also screws underneath the battery, so you'll need to open up the battery compartment and remove the 3 screws that are in there. So it looks like this ring right here is actually glued together, which is a bummer. So what I'm going to try to do is use a heat gun and try to heat up the glue, the adhesive that's behind this ring, until maybe we can pry it off. Yeah, it's a real big bummer that is glued, but let's see what if we can get it off. All right, so yeah, it was glued on there, but with a little bit of heat, just heat it up and it should slide right off. And now let's see if we can separate the 2 halves of this lightsaber. There we go. All right, so right here is the circuit board for that button. So I'm going to remove the 2 screws there so that we can get to that circuit board. I'm just going to kind of move these wires out of the way so that I can get this circuit board out. There we go. All right, so here's the circuit board, and basically when you press down on the button on the outside, it presses on these 2 little gaskets here, which make contact with these little discs that are printed on the circuit board. Now, what's awesome about this is that we've got these 2 points here that if we solder our headphone jack wires to, we can basically bypass these switches. So whenever our button is pressed right here, it'll turn the lightsaber on, and if we press it again, it should turn the lightsaber off. All right, so the next thing that we need to do is we need to drill a hole through the toy so that we can get our headphone jack wire into the toy. What I kind of did is I kind of put the circuit board back in there, and I'm just trying to figure out like where is a good place to drill. And I think what kind of our best case scenario is going to be is to drill through this side of the toy, kind of underneath where all these wires go, kind of through this ribbed area here, because that'll allow us to kind of have our headphone jack wire come up kind of in this gap here where that battery should be, and then we can kind of fish our wire through to the circuit board. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use a drill bit that's basically the same diameter of my headphone jack, and I'm just going to drill a hole through the toy. Alrighty, just like that. now I can fish my headphone jack wire through the hole, and I'm using a mono headphone jack. You can use a stereo headphone jack to adapt toys, but mono is just so much easier. I really recommend that you find a mono cable. I'll put a link in the description below to basically all the tools and materials that we use, including these headphone jacks. So just find mono. It makes your life so much easier. Before I solder my headphone jack wires to the circuit board, I like to get a little solder on the tips of the wire themselves. What you kind of want is just like a blob of solder on the wire. That will make it so much easier when we go to solder it to the circuit board. Basically, I'll just reheat this solder and get it to stick to those points, and it won't take as long, and you just won't risk burning up the circuit board. So all you're going to do is get a glob of solder on the wires just like that. And I'm just going to move this speaker kind of out of the way. Those wires look really delicate, so just be careful you're not going to pull out those wires. And now we can go ahead and solder our wires to the circuit board. And again, all I'm doing is just kind of heating up that solder and getting it to stick to these 2 points on the board. Just like that. And you can give your wires a little bit of a tug just to make sure that they're connected. And we can go ahead and plug in a switch button and test and make sure that it works. All right, so what I'm gonna do is reinstall the batteries and make sure that the switch is turned on, and I'm gonna plug in my switch button. Now this is our 3D printed mini switch. You can find the files for these to print your own and make your own on our website. And let's see if it works. There we go. So now we can turn the lightsaber on and off using our external switch. Perfect. All right, so now we need to kind of start putting things back together. So I'm going to put this circuit board back into place. And since I removed the speaker, I'm just gonna make sure I get that put back into place. And then I'm gonna start kind of pulling out the extra slack in my headphone jack wire, and I'm just gonna try to fish it through so that I'm not gonna hit anything when I go to put it all back together. Now, one thing that we need to do before we close it back up is we need to put a zip tie around our headphone jack wire on the inside of the toy. That'll basically act like a barrier. So if a child were to yank on this cord, that zip tie will engage with the side of the toy and it won't pull out our connections. So all we're gonna use is a zip tie, and I'm just gonna slip it around there. And I find the smaller the zip tie, the better. It just kind of grips the wire better, and cinch it down tight. And then you can go ahead and cut off the extra zip tie. And then what I like to do for a little extra security is I like to use some CA glue or super glue. And I kind of put a glob of glue kind of around that zip tie to kind of lock it into place so that it doesn't slip. These zip ties just kind of have a tendency of kind of slipping if they get pulled, but if you add a little CA glue like that, it won't slip. And then I use some activator spray, and that'll basically instantly dry that super glue. All right, so this actually might be like an accelerometer or something like that. The speaker in the back, it kind of popped out, so I just made sure I kind of put it back into place, and I'm not gonna pinch any of those wires. And I made sure I got all my wires kind of put it back in this like little wire slot to kind of hold them in place. And now I should be able to kind of fit the two halves of the toy back together, just like that. And then we can go ahead and screw it all back together. Go ahead and replace the batteries, replace the battery door, and then we can replace this ring. And if you wanted to, you could glue it back together. I don't know if it's 100% necessary. There is like a little slot in this ring that lines up with this piece right here, but it just kind of clips into place. I mean, you could add a little CA glue there too, but it's pretty darn snug. I wouldn't worry about it too much. So that's pretty much it. Let's plug in a toy and see if it works. There we go. So if you like this video, if you found it helpful, make sure you hit the like button and hit subscribe to stay up to date on all our latest videos. Like I said before, Switch Adapted Toys is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and our mission is to make play possible for kiddos of all abilities. You can find out more how-to videos on our YouTube channel and find resources like 3D printing switch buttons on our website. And we also have written manuals and a bunch of just switch adapting toy resources on our website. And that's www.switchtoys.org. And if you've got a group or an organization and you want to adapt toys kind of on a bigger scale for kids in your community, you could form what we call a switch chapter, and we kind of help guide you through that process so that you can serve the kids in your community in that way. If you want to find out more about Switch Adapted Toys, you could do so on our website at www.switchtoys.org. Just as an example, locally here in Columbia, another nonprofit called Pascal's Pals donates a bunch of toys every year, and we get community members together to help us adapt them. We teach people how to do it using these resources, and then we get about 200 to 300 toys every year that we give away at Christmas time to families with children with disabilities. It's a great way to serve those kids and those families. So if that's something that interests you, check out our Switch chapters. Lastly, if you're interested in a Switch Adapted toy, but doing it yourself just isn't your thing, that's totally fine. We've got you covered. We have a Switch Adapted toy shop where we sell some pre-adapted toys that are ready to play with. All the proceeds help support what we're doing here in creating these content and these resources. So you can check that out on our website again, www.switchtoys.org. Well, that's pretty much it. I'm Eric with Switch Adapted Toys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Switched Adapted Toys, making play possible.